Guys, Monday. Okay, I'm sorry that the rest of us have to be inconvenienced, but let's just all wait a moment for the real Cobra Burnout to make sure he has the high def settings right on his monitor. Got it? Okay. What are we looking at today? Oh, the real Cobra Burnout. Remember when I said that it'd be cool if you came to the shoot? I just scratched that whole thing. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? I guess it depends on if you fall asleep while watching this brew review or not. What are we looking at? We're going to look at Not Your Father's Root Beer. 5.9%. Joey Cuz said to pour it over ice cream, but I think the first time I have it, maybe we should just look at it by itself and not over ice cream. But I get where you're going. And I'm completely sorry. I have been overlooking two things. One, because of the extreme frustration value. Tom, you're absolutely right. Figured that there would be plenty of material for a good political rant, which there is, but you just want to shake your head and go, are so many people so stupid or so gullible? I mean, it all starts with the raghead in charge of our country. I mean, where in your history have you seen so much of our freedoms thrown under the bus, under the guise of executive orders? Your government knows better than you. Doesn't this all sound familiar, Stripey? Everything is about how your government knows better. Personally, you could disagree with me if you want, but I think the raghead Obama, I think he wants it this way. Cue the black helicopters to fly in, but the more chaos that he can bring up, the more, we might have to, keep himself in charge. That kind of thing. Martial law, all of the above. Really? These are all things I thought that would all be just bullshit. Things where you have too many beers and then start going, this could happen. Can any of us easily see that piece of shit doing pretty much anything that he wants? Because he's the supreme leader. Men do like women with big guns. The other thing, and we'll just wait towards the end and we'll just see how this goes as far as if I actually want to say anything, Tom, about what's gone down with all of the people that have died and the fact that these pieces of shit like Obama and my own governor douchebag. That's right, we're waiting on that. The other thing, I was asked, and I'm completely sorry, I was asked to show a comparison in size between the 5.7 and a few other guns to get an idea. I learned something. I learned that it's a fairly large gun, but the weight might surprise you. And it was an option, to pull out 4 pistols and look at them. This jizzed on my hand. Oh yeah. Well, it's root beer, so it's probably going to look like root beer. It's just root beer with alcohol, which I'm okay with. Maybe I could buy accidentally. Bring it to work. No, that would be irresponsible. Power tools, high places, being responsible for other people up on the platform while I'm sitting in the lull. I wonder how many times that's by accidentally happened. I kept imagining that when I had two different scenarios where they were 3 stories in the air, and you're waiting for them to finish what they're doing so you can move them down a little bit. I'm sure it's happened. If I can think it and I can say it. The operator of the lull, it's the engine's running, it's nice and warm in there, and all of a sudden you start to doze off while your hands are on the controls. Oops. No, I would never bring alcohol to work. So, looks like root beer. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you kind of pissed off because I don't have your chair set up? I'm sorry. I'd take care of it right now, but as you can plainly see without a thumb, I'm in the middle of doing something. That's okay. You can curl up on the rug in the reloading / vault. It smells like A&W root beer. Not Barks root beer, A&W. I'm sure it's like a Star Trek, Star Wars thing where there's a divide there, but Barks root beer, that's not really root beer, is it? It has been raining all day, which is good, because if this was snow, we'd be right now. Kind of sucked though. I was putting in a door today, and we still have unresolved issues with how we want to address the eave issue right there. So pretty much between the magnitude of rain and the angle for which the wind was blowing, it was pretty much just coming straight in. And then my subfloor ended up having question marks, so never did actually get the door in. I need to put a doggy bed in there or something for you, don't I? Okay. Well, it starts off with a root beer-like flavor. Kind of has a moment where it tastes just like root beer. And then there's this completely root beerish area that trails off with it tasting like root beer. Do you notice alcohol? No. Okay. We'll let everything I just said about this just sink in for a moment, and we'll go into the comparison between the 5.7 and a few other firearms. You're just pissed because your bed isn't here, isn't it? Aren't you? Aren't you? How difficult would it be to resolve this? Hang on a second. You just look at her. Gotta make sure the Shelby Delbert has her shit. Yeah, Shelby. Here you go. See, she's missing her chair. You want your chair? Come here. Shelby. Shelves. There you go. Yeah, that is much better, isn't it? Now if you just had a good Imperial Stout, you'd be full tilt nipple right now. Okay. The 5.7. And, I don't know why. I consider Jay from Elite Ammunition a friend. We've had quite a few conversations, and it was JR10 Desert Gold that pointed out that they are like from what I can tell, they're like the Zen masters of the 5.7. You can get everything from sights to barrels to that accurization thing, and I talked to Jay about that, and he's just like, yeah, it's like, he goes, if you want some items, you know, anything that he has to buy, I would have to buy. But he said any of the work that he'd do, he would consider it a trade for doing an ebomey video. Plus, you guys would probably know about it first. And once again, I respect the good guys and the good companies. Yeah, Chuck, below me. He's not just a good guy because he's willing to work on my pistol and, smooth off all the edges and make it a much more, I don't know, the stuff they do. The list is huge. I mean, if you checked out the link that I put, you can go look at the accurizing the 5.7 and what they do. 50% less trigger pull, blah blah blah. If you're not happy about I don't have a problem. It's not very expensive, but if you want to bring the trigger back by 1/4 of an inch, you can go with one of their triggers. I'm not even sure if I will. But one of the things for sure is that stupid magazine disconnect. That'll be gone. That by itself affects the trigger action on it. But probably going to have them do everything that he does as part of his accurizing, and maybe swap out the adjustable sights for adjustable night sights, which he recommended for carry, at least nighttime carry. They have a heavy-duty spring, and then replace all of the springs and the mags with the heavy-duty ones. Of course, it doesn't come as a surprise to me because that 30-round mag that I have is from a company that, Pro Mag is like their shit. Like, for instance, with the Desert Eagle, it was like, I think they had like a half a star for a Pro Mag for a Desert Eagle, which Jay said if you're gonna carry this, we consider the 30-round mag the range mag. So I respect his opinion. He knows his shit on this. He's invested in, he makes brass for the 5.7, and the press that they have, if you look at that and don't go, that thing had to be a lot of money. Like, a lot of money. Like, that press probably cost more than buying an entire development of finished homes in Seattle. But, yeah, so yeah, me and Jay talked, and like I said, what I respect most from him is he's just like, I'd be willing to, barter the work in exchange for you doing up a video, but the only thing I will accept is your honest opinion, and not be swayed by the fact that, that he did the work in exchange. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty much the way I am. I mean, you guys already know that. If I'm not happy, it's like $400+ to have them go through and fine tune this thing to make it absolute. I mean, I've seen videos, the before and the after, fast shooting, and after his work, they knocked the ability to shoot 6 rounds in half from before. So, he's just a great guy, and I'm sold. If you didn't, I'm going to put the link down below again, because I'm planning on doing a support video for him. Some people may agree, some people may not agree. I don't really care. If people get ass hurt, then go somewhere else. I don't need assholes as friends. Doesn't quite explain Chuck, but we're moving on. He has 3 dogs that became very, very ill, like puppies. And the bill was like off the chart. I mean, that night that they were in there, they wouldn't even talk to him until he handed him at least $4,500. So they have a fundraiser going on. It's not, well, what's the proper words? It's not a fundraiser. It's a raffle. They got a raffle going on, and I really wanna help him out to help recover some of the money. They are taking. I mean, they're selling a certain amount of raffle tickets, and when they're sold, that's it. They're not doing it for extra profit. They're just doing it to cover the expense of having the puppies taken care of. Licorice, cinnamon, I don't remember the third one's name. Sorry, Jay. But I really want to give them a hand, and I'm going to put the link to Elite ammunition down below. You know, if you want to get on the raffle ahead of the video I'm going to do for support, I appreciate it. I like dogs. I like dogs, especially when they don't shit in the house. I think she heard that. I'm sorry. You may call me an asshole, but I think in a lot of ways, dogs are so much better than people, especially liberals. I'll take a dog over a liberal any day. Any day. I'll take a lousy dog over a good liberal any day. So, I'll check the link out down below if you can help out. They're $50 a ticket, and as they hit each goal, I'm waiting on an answer to how they're going to do this, as far as they're going to pick one for each of these categories. But one of the things is getting work done on one of these. I don't know. I just want to help them out. It's really, I mean, I know what I've been through over the years. Thankfully, it hasn't been as bad as a few friends of mine. Unfortunately, my good friend Tim just recently, Tim and Christine is the one that is responsible for our first date. So, Christine McDougall, I love you. You hooked me up with the least crazy woman that I've known, because they're all nuts. But yeah, they recently lost their dog Casey was 14. We used to babysit him all the time. That dog just waited at the door. Okay, joke's over, guys. Where's my people? And it's like, Casey, just go get in your kennel. Poof, straight to his kennel. This one here, you mentioned that, right now she's looking at me like I just heard that word. You know, just muzzle sweeping poor Shelby. We rescued her, and we have no idea what went down with her, but I think she was a breeder, because you even mentioned that word, and she starts to twitch. I remember one time she was like, I know I'm an asshole. I'll give you that. Fuck you, Chuck. And she's like sound asleep on our bed, and I snuck into the bedroom and I put a great big ass laundry basket over her. And I went, Shelby. she shit. Something. I think she spent until we got her, I probably think she spent all of that time in the sea. So, you just have to mention that. She like starts to freak. So, the question was, size comparison. Okay, so what I grabbed is a Glock 22. That's a 40 cal. That has 15 rounds in it. These are all loaded, so the weight is what it would be while you're carrying it. a Glock 22. This thing's such a piece of shit. This one was a LEO turn-in. Well, not turn-in. I think it actually... this came directly from the... I think he was a sheriff. And it was like a duty gun. And look at the thing. Again, I'm not a Glock fanboy. I want to hate them more than anything. And this one has the... well, they're a little aged, but they're still glowing. Meeperlite night sights. What else? It has a... I think this is a brass stacker. Brass stacker stainless guide rod. And I know it has a ghost connector. Not the rocket, but the ghost connector. And it it feels really good, and I don't know what has been done to this. I don't know if it, like, he had somebody polish the slide or the little rails, but this thing absolutely glides back smoother than any Glock. And like I said, it has a little, look, the mag release. The mag release is like the only thing showing any signs of wear on this thing. And me and NIHAP were looking, because this was one of those ones that has this like weird cutout right here, and this wasn't like on all of them. I'm not exactly sure what was special about this, but sweet ass gun, even though it's a Glock. I actually kind of like this one. If I was asked, would you rather keep your Glock, the G27 or the 22, I think I'd actually keep this one. Next contestant for size, just a little bit bigger, is the G20, and I don't know if anybody's even asked us if this is showing up in the let's take a little look at it shit. This one on the other hand is I've got a few goodies on here. It's got the Talon grips. I think Ed got me one of the two of them, but I think this is the light. I like the lights because they're inexpensive and bright, but it's like a shitty ass design, because I have had this light go on while it was holstered, and I use this quite a bit as a nighttime gun, and because I'm sleeping on, I don't want to give up too much information, but the way I sleep, I want the gun position that if I have to go for it, it's ready, and I don't have to like finger screw it or anything like that. And so that means it's laying on the ejection side, which is the button on the light, and sometimes its own weight causes the light can come on. I'm not even sure how much light. This is one of those CR2 batteries, so I know one time I pulled it out of the holster and the light was barely on and hotter than shit. But no, my numbers for weight would affect it like this. Again, fully loaded. The G20 is a 10 millimeter, and this would be 15 plus 1, so I just have them normal capacity, so it's 15 rounds. And as far as looking at size comparisons, the one that was probably the closest, but believe it or not, the FN is just actually a little bit wider, and that is a full-size 1911. And of course, I pulled out the Black Beauty. Okay, so where do they come? Let's see, we'll start with the smallest. Pretty close. The Glock is actually a little bit narrower. And overall length, a good 3/4 of an inch longer on the 5.7. But, I'm going to save the suspense for last. The G22 with 15 rounds of 40 was 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 2 ounces. 2 pounds, 2 ounces. Next, the 10mm, the G20. Probably closest overall. The 5.7 is a 1/2 of an inch. If you go actually off of the barrel, you're looking at about 3/8 of an inch longer. And pretty damn close as far as width. Boy, try laying these on top of each other and you realize how much of a difference there is in ergonomics of grips. Where does the G20 without the flashlight with the 15 rounds? That came in at 2 pounds 8 ounces. 2 pounds 8 ounces. And the last, as you can see, the FN is a little bit wider, and when you factor in the beaver tail, the 1911 is longer. Basically, it is longer by the beaver tail and the trigger. If you hold the, if you hold the, whoa, you guys, whoa, scary for you guys. If you hold them at length together, you basically end up with the trigger and the beaver tail. Where does the all steel guy come in at? 2 pounds 13 ounces, and that would be 8 shots. Because this one is not an extended mag in any way, so this would be 8 shots. So why do I want to carry the 5.7? Because it's about the size of a 1911 and weighed 1 pound 12 ounces with 20 rounds. 20 rounds of rag head stopping power. And that's why I want to have this guy upgraded. And what I'd really like is if Pete at the Armory channel has there's no way he's going to invest in a blue gun because he's not going to probably sell enough holsters, but if Double Action has one of these in stock, I would really like him to make an inside the waistband holster for this guy. I also really like the way it worked with the light. Doesn't stick out past the end of the barrel. Would make the holster a little bit bulkier, but I've never carried a gun with a light, and it is kind of a reach, but still doable. Of course, if you're going to come up with 2 hands, you can just reach around. I said reach around. Yeah, I'm really loving the 5.7. Penetration. 20 rounds. Another one of these in your back pocket. You got 40 rounds ready to go. Elite Tactical does can get you Cerakoted and dipped And like I said, thank you, JR10, because Jay never mentioned it, but yeah, they are the shit for this pistol. So, for sure, gonna do the accurizing.
Are you done?
No, almost. Accurizing. Not sure about the trigger. I kind of don't mind its placement. It's almost in the exact same reach as the PPQ.
My God, really? She's gonna shoot her balloons out. 5 minutes.
Those have to be real.
Right.
Well, do they taste real?
What are you asking me? Do I look like a lesbian? Okay, dinner in 5.
You've never thought about it?
My door does not swing that way.
Okay, that's good. Probably works out best for me.
I'm just saying.
It's like, yeah, my wife left me for a woman. Guess that'd be okay. Or would it? I'm not sure. Okay, where are we at? Yeah. By now the real Cobra burnout sound ass asleep. Like a little bitch. Okay, I guess the fair question at this very moment in time is what is that rash that you have? You know who I'm talking about. The fair question is at 5.9%, does it really completely get rid of the alcohol? Like if you brought this, if you had this in like a container, and you were at work and someone narked on you, said you were drinking, you go, no, I'm just drinking root beer, and handed it to somebody and someone actually tasted it, do you think it could pass? Maybe. Maybe. Not quite sure. I know there's alcohol in there, and there's just that very, very slightest edge that it, like the amount of energy that a firefly uses in alcohol, it'd be like that. Put this on ice, put this on ice cream, I don't think anybody would know. Until you fell down, then someone would probably know. Okay, well, on the root beer with alcohol in it, E scale, first, where do I put it? It's good. Tastes like real natural root beer. I mean, we go to a little place down the road, a drive-in, the owner's got muscle cars, his friends have muscle cars. It's the classic where you pull up and she comes out, takes your order. When they bring you your food, they hang it on the tray in your glass, and they have their own root beer, and it tastes just like this, except for that slight 5.9% thing that this has. So I would say, as far as once again, this is on the root beer with alcohol E-scale thing. I would give it a 9, just because we'll revisit it if I get a chance to try more and there's something else that sucks ass and nothing else ever topples this. But as of right now, I'd give this a 9, and I'd like to thank EMT Rail Fan. Dude, I didn't think you were like making videos or something. Once again, YouTube, like, I think I was still listed as subbed, or maybe I wasn't. But I wasn't being notified any of your stuff, and you've got like new crap all the time. So thank you for that. Tomorrow, got the ones from Paul. A whole shitload from Johnny, but why don't we take a look at Siberian Night Imperial Stout from Thirsty Dog. I don't know why, but I want to say I think I've looked at this in the past, but I would be happy to look at it again. 9.7% by volume, 58 IBUs. Imperial stouts are by far the granddaddy of all the stouts. Darkest roasted malts, flavor. Creamy, full-bodied, complex character, generous amounts of roasted, toasted, and caramel malts. For those demand the flavor, this is the perfect libation. This was a bronze medal winner in 2003. Take a look at that. Not to mention I like the picture. Okay. Baked ziti, and I can hear it's coming out of the oven. So, what do you want me to say? I think taking on... I'm sorry for those people that are innocent, but I'm still going to go off of percentages. Right here in my own liberal retard state of Minnesota, our governor is a douchebag who I wish didn't bring a flotation device. Well, in a boat turnover, bricks, chains, and a vault were strapped to his ankles because he's a piece of shit. The fact is, right here, the ones that are already here that aren't terrorists are already imposing their religion and their views. Get your driver's license taken while wearing a veil so we can't see anything but two little slits where your eyes are. Drive away if they find out that you have a dog or alcohol at the airport when they're the taxi driver. Refuse to work at the cash register at Target and Subway because of bacon. Fuck you all, raghead douchebags. Get the fuck out of my country. You want to come here and become an American citizen, abiding by our laws and shutting the fuck up about yours? Go ahead, practice your own religion. Don't push the shit on me. Don't make everything that I believe is sacred and in trust and have grown up with, like fucking Santa Claus and Christmas and various religions and the Ten Commandments and that kind of stuff, to have to wield a war of religion and have that all taken away. No, I don't want a single fucking one of you in my state. And of course, our governor, who I've already told you guys, has come right out and said that if we're going to take these refugees on, and if you don't like it, you can move. Again, fuck you, Mark Dayton, you piece of shit. Go suck air. Or don't. Suck air underwater. Go suck as much air underwater as you can, douchebag Mark Dayton. So, what's gone down in France, I think, is a little example of, we're going to take on like 65,000 or whatever the hell the huge number of refugees, and we acknowledge that a small percentage could be terrorists. Well, what is it, 8 of them? 8 of them just killed 139 people? Technically speaking, not to sound cruel or whatever, but those were underachievers. I would easily think that one of them could do that. You know, think of it. A sporting event. Or New Year's Eve in Times Square. There's so many possibilities that one person could have inflicted a hell of a lot more damage than what the 7 or 8 of them did. So, if there's a 0.00009% chance that there could be a terrorist amongst people coming to my state, to our country, fuck you, dump them all in the ocean. I don't care. Our country comes first. You got a problem and you're running away from yours? Sorry, no vacancies. Go fuck yourself. Of course, our Muslim ISIS leader, Obama, probably wants this all to happen. Like I said, go ahead, cue the helicopters. But I'm sure as his presidency runs out and his handlers, they're going to want some kind of crisis to make sure they keep him ensconced firmly into making sure that you idiot citizen, you have no idea how to run your life or how to do anything. You need your government taking care of you. Last reminder for the 3 or 4 people that are still here. What the hell? There was like over 100 and something views of the brew review yesterday. I hope this stays family. I know there's a lot of people out there that have been working their ass off with their YouTube channels, trying to get those numbers up. I don't want it. I want the close interaction and fun family, deranged and dysfunctional family that we have. I want something like that to stay. I don't want it to the point where, like today, evidently we have already had problems with this douchebag, because when the comment was, "Hey ebomey, why didn't you go fuck your mother?" Like, it had never dawned on me. I mean, she's not bad looking, but you know, I'm not Chuck's neighbor, so it was see, I just don't. That's just not. You know, at a certain point, it's not as much fun. So that's why I love our deranged little group of people, and you always take that risk as it grows. I mean, look through the brew reviews. How long has it been since there was a single thumbs down? Look at an ebomey video. I did a Chris along with company did the initial one, but I did a support video for a fallen soldier who dedicated the last years of his life to the suicide problems and building a safe haven for military. Someone who was willing to die to make sure that the rest of us were free. And that had like 3 thumbs down and like the first day that it was up. Fucking losers. Complete douchebags. I mean, now if you thumbs it down thinking that, oh, the subject matter, it was just terrible that happened, I'm sad, and that's, no, I don't, the thumbs down doesn't work like that, you fuckhead. And if that's your logic, whatever. I don't really care. So, tomorrow, we'll look at the Imperial Stout from Hazman 440, and EMT Rail Fan, thank you for the Rip Beer, and NIHAP, thanks for the Bengali, and the 4 or 5 that I'll have after this. So, again guys, cheers, see you tomorrow.